Hey guys,
I'm Allegra.
And I'm Waverly.
And today
I'm going to show you how to make a specific, we haven't picked it yet,
crochet
a crochet
animal.
thing.
Probably animal. It's not a thing.
Whatever. Allegra's going to pick it just now, so let's
I'm going to randomly select which crochet animal she's going to teach you guys how to make.
Okay, so these are like all the ones I've made so far, and I'm going to have Allegra pick one of them.
We got to mix it up.
But also there's a few more. I have this one of big things, but I'm only going to take out the little ones because I'm not about to do a giant video. Because also this dino is the same as this dino. So if she picks that, then it'll be this one. So don't worry about it. Allegra's going to close her eyes. Oh my goodness. And she's going to pick from one of these.
Should I just like put my hand down and grab?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Wait, I can't.
You shouldn't be the one doing that.
My eyes are closed. I promise. Oh!
Oh,
Wait,
she
I
actually got this
Wait,
guy.
Wait,
The one I was talking about.
Wait, that's actually so funny.
Okay, that is the one Allegra chose.
I can't believe I actually picked the one you just talked about.
Yeah. I also have octopi, frogs, including a strawberry frog. I have different kinds of dinosaurs, including whatever. I don't know what they're called, but like big ones, little ones, chickens. I have a cat that's interesting. He's very fat.
He's cute.
I have ducks.
You have a penguin.
This one's supposed to be a dragon, but it's kind of looks like an axolotl.
The axolotl is really cute.
I have a bigger axolotl too.
Yeah,
and then cute. I have the geese or ducks, and then mini those. And what else do I have? I have a bee and penguins. This one's fat. I have a gray one too that's tinier.
Yay!
But Allegra chose this one.
I love her strawberry frog. This is literally the cutest thing you've ever did see. It's strawberry frog. But I didn't pick him. I picked Baby Dino.
So I'll be showing you how to make this. Now Allegra's gonna pick the color after she threw all the yarn at me. We don't look at this one. This one just like fell apart or something. I'm not really sure what happened. Okay, so we have red, we have this brown, we have this is orange, and then we have light green, yellow, pink, gray, dark green, and blue. So Allegra's gonna pick
free rangey. I promise I'm not
look.
looking. I pinky promise. I hear a kitten playing in the other room.
Okay, don't look.
Okay, is it?
Put your hand out and you can. There's stuff over. Hold on. There's stuff here, and there's stuff all the way over here. So you can you can just like there's a bunch.
Okay. I'm just gonna go like this, and I'm just gonna yoink.
Okay. Like the claw of decisions.
Am I ready?
Yes.
La 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 la. Ooh, that's a good color.
Green, the dark green.
Oh yeah, because there's a light green too.
So it'll be bigger than this.
He's gonna be a cute dino. That's a good color.
Hey guys, so this is what we are making, and what we need for this is a hook, a stitch marker, scissors, safety eyes, yarn, and a sewing needle thread yarn needle if you want. You don't have to, that's optional. So I'm using thicker yarn. It's chunky. I got this from Walmart. And I'm using a 6mm. I don't know if this is actually right, if I should be using these together, but I like the way it turns out when I do that. To start, we will be making the tail of the dinosaur. So, make a magic ring, which I like to do I think it's an alternative. It's not the 2-chain one. So I start with this in my fingers and then wrap it around twice and make an X. So that it's like this, and then go under the first with the hook, and then grab the second loop, bring it through, twist it up, and then make a stitch, or make a chain. So now we have the loop. So now we're going to single crochet 4 into this loop. Now we have 4, and we're going to pull this tight so that it becomes a circle. And what I like to do, you don't have to do this part, it just adds like an extra step, is I like to take the like chain loop, go through that, slip stitch, and chain one. This adds this like seam, which I know not everyone wants, but it makes each round more level with each other. It makes it like this instead of having the last stitch be slightly above. So now we have 4. We are going to single crochet, increase all the way around. So single in the first. I'm gonna put my stitch marker in just so I don't lose my spot. You don't have to if you're better at counting and keeping track, but I like to get distracted and not remember. So single, increase into the second stitch. Increase is just 2 single in the same stitch. Single, increase. And if you are doing the slip stitch chain, instead of going all the way to the end with the regular round, instead of that, you'll have like 2 extra ones, and you will slip stitch into the chain stitch, skipping over the first slip stitch. You'll slip stitch into that one, and then chain 1 to start our next round. So this is the last round of the tail. So we'll take this out, and we'll do 6 single all the way around, and then tie it off. And again, if you're doing the slip stitch chain, you'll have the 2 extra here. You'll slip stitch into the second one, if it'll go through. Slip stitch, and then since this one is the last round, we won't chain again. We'll just leave it at the slip stitch. So now I'll cut this. You don't need to leave a super long end, just a little bit of an end, and then we have those. So you can shove the original string in there, but then we'll save this to make sure that there's no holes in between here and here. So that is the tail. We'll set that off to the side, and you can see this is already quite a bit thicker than the original tail because this yarn is quite a bit thicker. So now we'll start. Again, we'll do a magic ring. This is the first leg. And this will have 6 single crochet into the magic ring. And again, once we've done those, we'll pull the ring tight. And then I like to do the slip stitch chain method. And then this one, for the feet, they're only 2 rounds each. So for the second, we'll do 2 singles and 1 increase. So here's the first. Single, 2 singles, and then an increase here. One single, 2 single, and an increase. And we'll leave that off with 8. And it's 8 not including the slip stitch. That is just its own thing. So this one, it doesn't look round right now, but you can just bend it. And once we add that to the actual body, it'll be a lot more round. So you can tie this off or cut it off. And now make a second one. But for the second one, don't tie it off. Just leave it attached to the yarn. Now that we have the second leg, we are going to attach them all. And this is a no-sew pattern, so we don't need to do any sewing, which is perfect. So I'm going to start out, if you're doing the slip stitch method that I'm doing, I'll start out with a chain on my first leg. And then make sure you remember which one's the tail and which one's not. This one's the tail because it's longer and skinnier. This one's wider for the foot. So we'll chain one, and then with our hook, we go into one of the first stitches from our last one. And then we'll yarn over and make a single. So now it's already attached. It was that easy to attach the first two legs. So now we'll just go around with 8 stitches into the second leg. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And for this, we'll have a little gap because I have the slip stitch method. So I'll just slip stitch past this tail to make it close up. And then, so that's around the second foot. And now we will go into that first stitch that we used, moving this stitch marker to the first stitch in the other one. So first I'll make sure I mark this. Just put this in here. And then we'll look back. If you wanted to, you could use 2 stitch markers because that would probably make it a lot easier. But now this is the first stitch that we made into the second foot. So now we're going back into the first foot. So that's this one. Because we're on the second and we're going back into the first. We'll do 4 into this. And if your tension or just like stitches are slightly different, if you do 4, it's not going to be perfectly halfway. So it'll look a little wonky. So you just got to make sure if you're not like directly in line, like here, with the tail, it's gonna make it wonky. So this one's kind of tilted, which that might happen anyways, but you want it to be in line, foot, foot, tail. So if you do 4 and it's not perfectly in line, you're gonna wanna do a 5th or a 3rd. Instead of 4, you do 3. So I think this is just about in line, and you can also start going into the tail, and if it looks bad, you can undo it. But I'm gonna start. So you just do the same thing we did with the foot, which is go into that first stitch that we did, or last stitch of the round, I guess. You go into that, and you just make a single stitch going through it. So now I will be crocheting all the way around this tail and then back into the foot. So if I did that, I think it should be in line. So let's do that. So into the tail, we're gonna do 6 stitches. So I just did the first, now 2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
and there's a bit extra, so I'm gonna slip stitch past that tail. And then single stitch into the next one of the foot. So this is where we left off on the foot, so this one. So now I'm gonna look. It looks pretty in line. We'll do a few stitches that'll make it a little less tilted like that, because right now mine is like almost a rainbow shape, but we'll be able to fix that. Also, you see how this is kind of a hole in between? We will use this tail to sew that up a little. So now we're gonna do 4 more stitches until we get back to our stitch marker, which we've already done 1. So 2, 3, 4, and I still have those slip stitches, so I'll do a slip stitch and chain. So now, moving on to round 4, do 12 singles, a decrease, 3 singles, a decrease, and 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. And if you're using the slip stitch method, if you do 8 on the first foot, there's going to be an extra because that's where we slip stitch. I'm just going to skip over that and start doing 8 more on the, or 4 more on the next foot. Okay, that was 12. I accidentally went to 13. So now we're going to decrease. I like to do the invisible decrease. So that's taking the first loop of the next 2 stitches. And just going through both. Now 3 more. These decreases will make the tail stick up instead of down in line with the feet. All right, and then I'll chain 1 and we'll go on to round 5. We'll start with 10 singles and then we'll do 4 decreases and then 2 more singles until the end. Round 6 will be 9 single, 3 decrease, and 1 single. For round 7, we'll do 9 singles and 2 decrease. Round 8, we'll do 9 single and 1 decrease. Okay, and then I slip stitch and chain. For round 9, we'll do 3 single and 1 decrease. And then repeat that twice until the end. So there's 1 single, 2, 3, and then decrease, and then 1, 2, 3, and decrease. And now we will want to stuff our dinosaur. You probably won't need too much, but you just want to get it into each foot and the tail. And also, if you do have holes, which I don't really have very many holes, like that one's there, but I might just leave that. If you do have holes, you'll want to pull the string that we had in there out and then weave it through a few times and pull it tight and then push it back in, and it'll look fine either way you do it. But I'm just going to leave it and stuff this. And you don't want to put too much stuffing in yet because it's annoying when it gets caught up by the hook. So don't stuff it all the way, but just stuff it in the parts that are further down in the body specifically. So there we go. It's stuffed, and now we can start the next round. So the next round will be 8 single crochet all the way around. Now for 11, we will do 3 single, 3 increase, and then 2 single. These 3 increases will be for the face, like this part, we need to increase so that it comes out. So there's 1, 2, 3 single, and then increase. And then the 2 singles. For round 12, we'll do 5 single, 2 increase, and 4 single.
Here's the increase.
For 13, we'll just do 13 singles. For round 14, we will do 1 single, 1 decrease 4 times, and then 1 single at the end. Now we will insert our eyes. You can really put them wherever you think looks good, but I like to do it in round 13 and put them basically on opposite sides of the head. It'll look cuter once we have stuffing and once we finish the head, but you can use bigger eyes, smaller eyes, whatever you think looks cute. For this one, I use those. This one's not that much bigger, but I liked the big eyes. They look kind of cute. So we'll put the backs in. And once you put the eyes in, you can also finish stuffing because next round will be our last round. Make sure you get in the neck because oh my goodness, that made him have a ginormous neck. Because we did not get all the way into the neck before. So you can shove some down in there. Don't put too much because it does make it look really thick, or it can. Okay, now we will just do 3 decreases around. Actually 4 because that is not enough. 4 decreases and then I'll slip stitch. And now there will still be a little bit of a hole at the top, but you're gonna cut this with a long enough string to just sew it in. So take the stitch mark out, pull that out, and then you don't need to use a needle like this. You can just use your hook. I think it makes it easier to use the needle, so I'll get that on my needle and then go into the front loop only. Pull that and then go all the way around, only in the front loop so that it doesn't seem so bulky. Pull it tight and then go down through the head into the neck. And then flatten it off so that it's not super pointy. It might still have a bit of a point, but you can, for the most part, get rid of it. And then I like to make a little knot here. And then I'll go back through the neck and further down into the body. Hopefully you don't lose your needle like I am. But I'll go down into the body like that, pull it through, and then just shove it back all the way in to hide the tail. And there you go. You have a little dinosaur.
Hey y'all! Today we are doing
Maho!
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey!
Hey guys.
Oh, we're just doing the
I
intro.
didn't
Sure,
know
no, we
there's-
can. We can. That's smart.
Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video,
Make sure to smash the like button if you liked it.
and subscribe down below.
And hit the bell so you get notified every time we post new videos.
We'll come back every Wednesday because that's really some.
So we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye!